Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm finally back for some more of the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Well, technically I was there from yesterday's video, but that was a different Let's Play me and Peaky Pie were currently doing at the moment. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally back for more Let's Play of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii U, PlayStation Vita, Nintendo 3DS, and of course the PC Steam version. So, yeah, last time we actually did manage to able to completely done with, well, I would say we actually did manage to get things started with the forms of the toughest tour of the game, which is of course the Superstar Showdown to me, because obviously everything else is entirely in mirror mode. See, Fernando, that we'll mention about that more on that until whenever we get to the Grand Prix portion of it. See, Fernando, yeah, today for this episode is the fact that I don't think we've got that much left in terms of what we can do at this point, at this point in time, at this point. So I put a little bit of attention right there, but even then, no, that's as far I think it is. So, yeah, today for that, for this episode is the fact that we're also able to only do the final 2 missions for now, because we'll mention about that when we get started. See, Fernando, first of all, I'd like to point things out, it's been almost about a year ago since last time we've actually touched upon this game, because of current Let's Plays we are still doing and practically finishing at the same time. And also not to mention though, that since after all that, originally that, you know, Team Sonic Racing was supposed to come out and join in last year in 2018, but they decided to delay that until this year in 2019, which, to be honest with you, since that today was actually forms of the 4th of March today, so naturally we haven't got that long left until the Team Sonic Racing game is going to come out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. So even then, I'm really looking forward to that specific title. I'm actually going to be going through both versions of the game, like one version I can be playing on my own time, and another version to do a Let's Play on. See, Nintendo, yeah, that's as far as we'll think about it. So, as you can see on the top right corner, I actually did manage to did this off screen, then able to actually go after more of those stars I've got. So even then, as you can see, I've got myself 161 stars, meaning that I can now finally unlock myself Riella right there, and he was also from Nights into Dreams, which apparently he was supposed to be Knight's rival. See, Fernando, that makes it purely obvious. For those of you who have not seen our Let's Play of Nights into Dreams back in 2016. Even though Blossom still needs to get back into Knight's Journey of Dreams before, you know, when that particular Let's Play was about to be finishing up until then. But even then, though, let's just go ahead and get started right there by the forms of the next challenge I'm going to be doing. And even then, for the time being, I'm going to be stuck with medium difficulty, because let me tell you, from my experience, although I will explain more on that as soon as we get to the actual mission. See, even then, though, let's go ahead and pick Riella right there. See, even then, though, just like Knights, that he usually transforms into a car mobile, whilst in the forms of that, the Guardians or something like that, they're most able to take in charge of steering. So even then, though, because of that, you know, it makes it clearly obvious. So, because obviously that Knights and Riella, that they can't walk on foot, because all they do is they just fly, and that's about it. So, to be expected from any other things at this point. So even then, though, let us get to this actual challenge, shall we? By the forms of the boost challenge right there. And I think this is going to be the final time doing the boost challenges, because as you can see, that we actually going to be takes place in Century Falls, but on the forms of the mirrored version. So even then, though, that just like before, you know, just bypass through every single checkpoint, while at the same time you need to keep on boosting all the time, because if you didn't boost it during time, then, you know, you're practically going to fail this mission. So, yeah, let's just get to my, the reason why it took me so long to able to actually get back to this game is because, well, first of all, I just want to point things out, because of the actual, like, the ridiculous amount of stars you need to grind through, especially because if you really want to go through towards the end of the game, most notably the final 2 missions, which they are, I would say, the boost race, and especially noticeable with the race itself. Although, I don't think we can able to actually make it at this point in time, folks, because at this point, not only do I need to able to concentrate on, you know, just trying to able to unlock every single character just to show you guys everything, but, I don't think I can able to actually just to conclude the entirety of World Tour at this point, just because the way that you can able to actually get the final 2 challenges is just goddamn ridiculous at the same time. That not only do you need to able to reach up to, like, let's just say about 200 stars in order to actually just get to this point, which I'll show you there until whenever we able to unlock the next and the final racer on, you know, in World Tour mode, aside from the other 2, which there are Dr. Eggman, and especially noticeable with the Avatar in the 360 version, or else on the Wii U version and the 3DS version, it was practically the me. See, Fernando, for those of you who played the PlayStation 3 version, and especially with the PlayStation Vita version, then you're out of luck for able to actually just to unlock something if you do the Grand Prix mode regularly. Whilst the forms of the mirror variations of the Grand Prix mode, which again, I'll mention more details onto that once we get to those. See, Fernando, yeah, for the most part though, there's not much else I can talk for that at this point in time. See, Fernando, that obviously because it's just been about, you know, for almost a year ago since we actually did manage the last time we've ever touched this game, because obviously that Team Sonic Racing is now going to be delayed until this year. So even then, note that again, not long now until when it gets to come to releasing that particular title, which even then, note that, yeah, you get the idea for that point. So there we go, that's it for that boost challenge right there, and as to be expected, then we should able to level up, or in this case, grind some experience points for Riella, but also just trying to unlock the Century Falls mirror version. So yeah, you get the idea for that point. And so many times whenever I managed to play this on my own time, specifically whenever I was trying to grind from some stars, mainly by the forms of the actual expert difficulty, or class S, whatever to be more precise, that I just getting pretty sick of the forms of trial and error situations, most notably because of how the fact that I just want to get this Let's Play done before Team Sonic Racing games gonna come out. And even then, though, that at the same time, though, I just really want to move on to the next Sonic Racing game before that, you know, the newest game is going to come out. So even then, though, for the most part, though, we'll do the final mission for now, because even then, though, that, I believe we only got 2 more stars to able to actually unlock the next racer. So even then, though, let's go for Gallius from Golden Axe. So even then, though, because if you clearly tell that we did manage to unlock him from, at the very end of the last video. Because if you couldn't tell at this point in time, folks, this is going to be the shortest episode for this Let's Play so far. Just because, obviously there's not much else, anything remaining at this point, other than we'll have to go through a sprint mission, in the Burning Depths level, and we're going to be racing against with, what the hell? Who is that guy? This, ladies and gentlemen, is of course Aegis, which is inspired by any kind of Sega, types of, familiar iconic moments. Like for instance, that when we're in the boat right now, that it appears to be a shape like a Dreamcast controller, which even then we'll get into more details onto that whenever we're able to actually decide to select him, if we manage to get into the Grand Prix mode exponentially. So even then though, for the most part, you know, just like before, just you have to beat against his regular time first before you're able to actually just to complete this mission. But again, it doesn't matter if you failed this twice until the 3rd and final attempt, because even then, you really can't afford to able to, you know, failed on the 3rd and final attempt, sorry. And because of that, though, you really need to able to keep an eye out with the forms of not only for the actual track layout, but also you have to be very good at it. So even then, though, because of that, though, unlike in most players, they always attempt to do this track just fine. But for me, I'm not very good at this track at all, because, well, for one noticeable thing, is obviously because they have, like, the ridiculous amount of turns that you have to able to drift on, and even then, because if you keep on bashing to the wall, even by the forms of when I was trying to do some drifting, as you can see right there, sometimes it just always slows me down every time whenever I was trying to drift and all that stuff. That really bugging me most of the time though, but even then though, that's besides the point. So even then though, that, yeah, there's not much else can tell. So, anyways though, but nonetheless though, this is actually the 3rd and final attempt to able to do this mission. But if I do failed on this though, then it doesn't matter, because I can just simply pause the game and then just restart whenever I got into it. But the only thing is kind of annoying to me though, whenever I keep on failing those challenges and able to resetting the challenge at the same time, for whatever reason, specifically on my Xbox 360 version of the game, the game momentarily game freezes sometimes, because even then, that whenever I was trying to able to go through the next mission or try a different one, sometimes that my game attempt to freeze, and as a result I have to turn off my game console, or my Xbox 360 I should say, and able to actually restart it from fresh. And even then though, that just really bugs me most of the time, which hopefully that won't happen until at this point right now. And especially noticeable when we get to the Grand Prix mode, hopefully that won't happen again. So even then though, that way we're able to actually just compromise it with. So there we go folks, I think Sims to say we'll pretty much conclude the majority of the forms of the World Tour mode basically, because let me tell you right about now, well I did have some fun with it still, but the only problem I have with this mode is the fact that in order to actually like go for every single mission throughout the game, is that the game encourages you to able to grind more stars. Specifically, well, after unlocking the next racer anyway, which is of course Aegis as far as I'm concerned with this racer, as far as it will go, which is basically a combination of those three iconic moments from the Sega universe, which it doesn't really tell me about the forms of what the player is, even though we'll find out to know until the Grand Prix mode. But as you can see on the right, that we need to get 200 stars, and let me tell you right off the bat, I don't think I can reach at this point, because I just want to move on to the next thing, even though I really appreciate if I was trying to go for every single challenges of this game offers. But unfortunately though, that due to how the fact that you have to grind for more ridiculous amount of stars you need to go after for, and as a result though, if you do manage to unlock it though, you do actually access to the final two challenges, which there are the boost race, and especially noticeable with the regular race mode as a result. But it takes place in, I believe, in the Golden Axe level, in oh, actually, I think it was actually, I can't remember what the actual tracks they actually put up with the final two challenges though, but I do know those, the final challenge they actually put up with, which is of course the mirrored version of Race of Ages, which I don't think I actually got to this point. Well, I did mostly done that on my 3DS version of the game, well, back during the likes of in 2013, that's for sure. But even then, I'm afraid to say is the fact that I would say that we might actually conclude World Tour mode. So even then though, that well, we did that pretty good altogether, but even then, no, that's besides the point right there, so yeah. So, yeah, aside from these characters, which I've already unlocked most of it anyway, other than the other two, which is specifically for the Grand Prix mode, I will say though is the fact that, not to mention, since I'm going to be missing out on the final two challenges of how this game offers, but it's also by the forms of the remaining mods to able to actually unlock them, which there are. I do know there's actually the final reward if you manage to get up to, like, I would say for about 240 stars, which even then though, that way it will unlock you Aegis mod, which is specifically for the Aegis racer. So, and also by the forms of the arcade mod. So even then though, like, even then though, there are some few parts I was missing at, but that's okay, because even then I would able to appreciate if I do those on my own time. But for now, for the sake of this Let's Play in particular, that we did that pretty alright. So even then though, that I would appreciate if I, you know, again, if I like to able to complete everything about this game offers. But since then, that, you know, this is the shortest video of the entirety of this Let's Play so far. Because of that though, we just want to move on to the actual next mode, which is of course the Grand Prix mode. So even then though, I think that's why many people seem to think that the Grand Prix mode is definitely the most funnest part about this. So even then though, let's just say this right now, that concludes the World Tour. Even though I had some fun with it, but even then though, it's just pretty time consuming when it comes to star grinding. So yeah, we'll have to end things off at this point right there, so join me next time on Let's Play Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. It's the fact that we're going to be jump into the Grand Prix mode with the first cup. So see you guys next time. Later, fellas.